Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive onto geometry proximity nodes in Blender. I'm going to be showing 3 different unique effects you can do with it. It's all reactive and it's going to be really easy to do. So hopefully you'll follow along and have a deeper understanding of proximity nodes. Awesome. Great. So the first effect I want to do is like the classic tiling displacement thing. And this one's a lot of fun to see. It's really easy to set up, and so let's kind of do it really quick. So geometry nodes, new, and right now what we want to do is we want to have a grid. So we're going to have to do 2 things. We're going to have a grid and also an empty or a mesh or something to displace and kind of have it kind of move around and kind of get that cool effect. So let's do this here. So we're going to do a grid. We're going to pop this in right here, and then we're going to instance on points. We can just do cubes, and let's do this. And then let's make this way bigger, like 5 by 5. And then maybe we can do a higher number of points. So we can go like this. That looks okay. Maybe even make it like 10. But this is fine. Oops, 5. We have these cubes. Make them a bit more like a tile so we can half this and make it like 0.2 or something. Now it's more like tiles. That looks cool. And then what we want to do is now we want to have this. And what we can do is we can use these points right here, which are coming in. So the instances of points at the very end. And we're going to do a set position on, I guess it's mesh to points, right? Here we go. So we have these points right there, right? So that's good to go. And that's kind of coming in here. So now let's add in the empty. So we're going to do a mesh, not a mesh. We're going to do an empty. Let's just do a sphere so it's easier to see. Let's say control object, pull this in, pull in the control object. There is no geometry on it, so we can't really do, maybe we can, but there's a little hack we can do to do this geometry proximity. So geometry proximity. So we want to have the proximity of probably this geometry to this position. Will it work? Let's see how this looks. No, it's the other way around. So we're going to have this have geometry, which it doesn't. So then we're going to want to do a mesh, like a icosphere. We're going to do a set position of this to be here. Does this work? So we're having this icosphere, and it's the position of it is going to, let's do this. How does that look? Whoops. Let's pipe this out to the output. We grab this. There we go. That's the hack. So let's delete this. So let's just go over that really quick. So the hack, in order to do this, let's also join it in so it's easier to see. Join geometry. Let's join this here, I guess. Boom. Which I guess is now being instanced again. So let's just do it here. It's easier to see. Boom. So we're able to have some mesh data now on the empty by basically having the empty come in relative to where it's moving so we can move it around. And then what we're doing is on the overall effect, we're instancing some sort of geometry. So we're doing this icosphere, and we're also having it be moved. So the location of it is being the offset of the actual location of the empty. So now we have geometry data going in, which could pop in here. And then this will then be able to do the proximity nodes. So we're looking at this, and then the position we want probably is capture attributes. Position, make it really clean. Pipe it in, sample position. It's still not working how I want it to. Why is that? Yeah, well, it is working here. Nice. So we have this set up. It's working well. So let's just go over it really quick for this first effect. So we have our grid coming in. We have the position coming through, and we have this empty pulling in with geometry data by taking in an icosphere, subdividing it to have it more resolution, and a set position with a geometry proximity in order to kind of get this mapped correctly. So then what's happening from here is we're then able to see this kind of gradient on all the points. So this is kind of showing where it is in relation to everything. So we move it like this, we go back in, look at it, it's changing all the values, which is good. So what we can do is we can take this set position of the distance, we can do a separate XYZ of this distance and plug it in just as this. It should now just offset only in the Z. Why is this not? So we're gonna do a combine. I do that right. Combine XYZ like this. There we go. If we move this around, we're gonna get this, having this nice kind of displacement moving with the tiles. And we probably want to map it a bit differently. So what we know right here is the closer it is going to be, it's like a math function, right? So we know the distance. So here we know like D is going to be like 0 to some like big number, like 100 or something. So if we do 1 over that, it's going to make more sense. So if we plug that number into the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a math right here. And we're going to say divide by this, and it's 1. Perfect. So now it's kind of having that inverted relationship. So the closer it is, the more it's going to actually displace. And obviously at the exact 0, it explodes out to like infinity, right? So we want to map range that as well, now that it's kind of placed correctly. So we'll do a map range, and we can say from 0 to 1. That makes sense. So now if it explodes out, it will only go to 1. So down here, it explodes once. Now it moves through. Nice. So we have this kind of tile animation effect. Super easy to do. It's procedural, and it kind of works as you would expect. So what we should do as well is probably scale this a little bit, like 0.5. It's a bit smaller. And then you're going to have that. And then also too, for the overall effect of it, let's just look at it on this. And if we actually check it, you probably want to add a power function as well, probably. So we'll do a math node, and we're going to do a power function. If we do that, it pulls the cutoff a bit better to make it a bit stronger. And as it's coming through, it's just one thing is coming through. And it's popping up, popping down. And you can change the overall amount of fall off you have. Say 2 is still probably fine, but then maybe what we want to also do is have it be more resolution. So if we increase this to like, let's say 8 and 8, and we just like pipe this up, I don't know, let's say 13, 8 and 8. Yeah, let's make it bigger actually. Let's say 13. Why not? Nice. So the tiles have more resolution, which is nice. So you can play with this as it moves through. You're getting these tiles to kind of pop up and down. This is a really common, I think, reactive kind of like procedural displacement effect. I've seen a lot. Just grab Shift C, move it through, it's popping up. It's very easy to do. We can add a quick material. Ray tracing, layout. Let's go here. We could make it like, let's just do this. Just add a subsurface. This is like my lazy material. I do on everything. Okay. And then if we take this, we go N, remove it, do Shift A. Let's do a light, point, Control P, parent to the object. Now we have a little light following it. Great. And we can go on that point lights, which is right here. We can make it like 500. So now we have our little fun bubble light coming through. Grab Z a little up, grab Shift C. As it moves through, we have this little effect. Grab Shift C. Nice. And if we were to go back to the material and then increase this could be helpful or not. Let's see. Yep, it's looking good. This is just a quick first geometry proximity effect. Now for the next one, it's going to be really quick to do as well. So that's that first one done. Now for the next one, let's just hide this, and we can just do all of this into a new collection. GeoProx1, create, and then this can all be hidden. Great. Next one, we're going to do a mesh. Let's do a Suzanne. Grab Z, pull it up, Control 2, pull it in, shade auto smooth. It's looking good. Go to geometry nodes. We're going to do a new system. So we go here, add modifier, search Geo Nodes. And it's not going to be this. It's going to be a net new one. So we're going to do new system. And then this one is going to go like this. And we're just going to delete it all. Boom. Great. We have it right here. It is looking nice. And then what we can do is we can do another geometry proximity. So let's just have an active object. Let's do a icosphere, make it smaller, scale, grab, and let's just call this proximity object. Great. Pull in the proximity object. We're going to take this in, and then we have the location data for this. We're going to capture attribute. We're going to take the position of the Suzanne going into here with this geometry. And if we look at the distance as we move it, let's just pipe it through to the end. Well, that we can see we're getting these nice little fall off patterns. It's gonna be the relative. Now it's all white. Get it in real close. And now we kind of have this nice little fall off looking thing right here, right? Same idea with geometry proximity. So then we can use this distance, the same thing, to drive an effect. So let's do an extrude mesh. All of these points, it's looking kind of fuzzy and weird. So what we can do is take this distance, to plug it into the offset. It's the same idea. We move it around. Things are kind of exploding about. I want to do the same idea. So we're going to do a math and we're going to do a divide. We're going to pop it by 1. So we have the same thing popping out. We're going to do a map range. Very similar idea from 0 to 1. So we know that's going to be the max. We're going to do a power function as well to change the fall off. Maybe by about 2. And we go like this. Kind of have this wacky effect. The overall max extrusion is too far for me. So let's go to like 0.5, maybe even less, like 0.2. So now we have this kind of fun effect coming through with this, right? And we have our nice little object that changes these things as we're seeing it. Cool. That's the second effect. Very easy reactive geometry to the overall impact. So let's just add a quick material. Go to shading, new, matte 2, shading. I mean, this can just be, I don't know, orange or something. And again, as I'm lazy, subsurface. Nice. So we have this kind of reactive effect. It's very easy to do. Hopefully you feel like this is something that makes sense to you. You're basically just taking that geometry and just using it as a parameter to impact the mesh overall. I think the last effect we can use the same one, and we're going to use this and capture as an attribute it, use it to change the coloring of the overall mesh. So we have this map range right here, which we're using. We're going to do a store named attribute back here, and we're going to be storing this, and let's just call it dist color. Copying it. You see it being mapped there, which is good. We go to the shading, we go to attributes, paste it in, and we see it coming in too. Great. So obviously if you plug it just in the color like that, it's going to impact that. What we can do instead is we can use a color node, copy this, paste it in, use an HSV node, plug this in here. And if we use this on the saturation, it will actually change the saturation value as we go through. So as we remember before, the value we used was only going to 0.2. That's a bit too small. So instead, let's go to this value here and see how this looks. Shading, and to get an idea of the numbers, let's just look at it. We're going from about 0.7 to 0.2 to some other numbers. Okay, so it's not going over 1. So we can go to shading. Whoops. That is coming through. We're getting this kind of nice change. What we can do as well is we can actually invert this selection. So we can do a map range or color ramp. And if we just say flip it, I flip like this, flip the color ramp, and then we're able to have it desaturate as we come through. I would say actually it should be a bit more like this. And then I would say the minimum should not be 0. Maybe we can make this value like 0.1 or something, like 0.3, and then this could be like 2. And even just actually not even using it, we can just use this as the overall color ramp rather than using the hue and saturation. So we can keep it, come back, Control C, paste, and then this could be like a red or something. Make it brighter, maybe not that bright. Value 0.6, nice. And as it comes through, it changes color. Now we have a reactive mesh and also a reactive color change based off of the position. Nice, so hopefully you guys learned something. This is kind of just 3 quick effects and how to use the geometry proximity node inside Blender. It's really straightforward. It's to make sure you map the positional data as well as the face data overall. Yeah, so I hope this was helpful for you guys and that you enjoyed the tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. I respond to almost all of them. If you want the project file, it's on my Patreon for free. Thanks.
Augury.